What's up, Timmons here. With the new film Kiss of the Spy Woman out now, since it, of course, is a return of Jennifer Lopez back on screen, I decided to go ahead and do my top 10 favorite Jennifer Lopez movies. Because, I mean, obviously, she's always best known as a singer first, but she's done, some really cool, acting in her time, too. So here is my official top 10. Alright, number 10 is the movie Money Train. Money Train is pretty much an action thriller that stars Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes, where these two foster brothers, who both transit cops, plan to rob a heavily guarded subway train carrying villains here. And Jennifer Lopez plays the love interest to Wesley Snipes' character. She's a tough, confident love interest who I really quite like Lopez chemistry with Wesley Snipes. Uh, they really play off each other well. This, of course, was one of Jennifer Lopez's earliest roles here, and really was trying to branch her out as a as an actress. And obviously, she was Jane from the Block at the time as well. And here, she really showcased her some of her talents, and she did a really good job here. All right, number 9 is Parker. Parker is, of course, a movie that stars Jason Statham and Jennifer Lopez. And it's where, of course, by the way, we just had Play Dirty, which was actually not so good. That, of course, has Mark Wahlberg playing the same character that Jason Statham plays in this. Parker is a better adaptation, in my opinion. Here, of course, you got Jason Statham, who plays this thief named Parker, who is betrayed by his crew and is left for dead. And he teams up with a real estate agent to exact revenge and steal their next heist score. Lopez plays Leslie Rogers, who's a quick-witted real estate agent who joins Parker's plans. And I really quite like the chemistry with Statham and Jennifer Lopez. They did play off each other very well. Really fun action here. You actually do also got Patty LuPone, who plays her mother, which I thought was great too. Micah Chiklis plays a villain in this. It is a really fun one. It's such a shame that it did not really do too well to spawn a franchise, because I will love to see another franchise of this with Jason Statham back. But all right, number 8, we're having the new one coming out this year, of course. But number 8 was Anaconda. Of course, I saw Kiss of Spy Woman, and funny enough, they showed the trailer for the new Anaconda film, and from that, I'm like, that's actually pretty funny, since Jennifer Lopez was in the original Anaconda, and they showed the trailer for the new Anaconda in front of a Jennifer Lopez film. So I don't know if that was on purpose or whatever, but I did quite thought that was coincidence. But of course, this was another one of Jennifer Lopez's earliest roles, where of course the documentary film crew ventures into the Amazon to find a lost tribe, and are attacked by a deranged anaconda. Lopez plays Terry Flores, who's a driven director who's resourceful and brave, leading the crew through danger here. And Jennifer Lopez was fierce in this, really was awesome. You also had Owen Wilson, John Voight. Of course, Owen Wilson and Jennifer Lopez will reunite again years later for Marry Me, which that's pretty cool too. But yeah, Anaconda is a lot of fun, entertaining. Is it a great movie? Maybe not, but it is a really cool one that's well worth watching there. It would be cool if Jennifer Lopez makes a cameo in the new one, but I don't think that's happening. Alright, number 7 is Monster Law. Now, this is a comedy that stars Jennifer Lopez, who plays Charlie Chinley, who's a sweet, honest artist who stands up to his new, to her new, boyfriend's overbearing mother, played by Jane Fonda. This was actually Jane Fonda's first acting gig for decades, believe it or not, because she actually semi-retired back in I think the 90s or late 80s, and then she made a comeback with Monster Law, and now she's been in Grace and Frankie and all. So this was a little bit of a comeback for Jane Fonda. But Jennifer Lopez and Jane Fonda bickering with one another was awesome to see. Wanda Sykes steals so many scenes in this. This was actually my first introduction to Wanda Sykes. But Monster Law is a really fun one. Really hilarious, and a really decent one there. Alright, number 6 is The Wedding Planner. Of course, The Wedding Planner stars Matthew McConaughey and Jennifer Lopez. Where, of course, Mary Forey, who's a wedding planner, falls for the charming groom, played by Matthew McConaughey. And it's a really like nice little charming one, a really decent rom com. Matthew McConaughey, Jennifer Lopez really play off each other well. Although I could never take the Jennifer Lopez role in this seriously anymore after watching Date Movie. Go watch Date Movie, you'll probably get what I'm talking about. But yeah, Wedding Singer. The Wedding Planner is a really decent one. It's really like has not fun dilemmas, warmth, humor, a really decent like early 2000s rom com. All right, number five is Made in Manhattan. Now this is of course a romantic comedy about Marissa Ventura, who's a hotel maid mistaken for a wealthy guest by a candidate, Chris Masha. And it's a really nice, a really nice little, rom com here. Jennifer Lopez, Ray Fiennes were both great. The late actress Natasha Richardson was also in this. I believe, yeah, Tyler Posey, who of course will go on to star in Teen Wolf. This was one of his first earliest roles, and he of course plays her son in this. It is a really decent little rom com. The chemistry between Lopez and Fiennes is really good. It's a really decent one there. All right, number four is Enough. Now, Enough, of course, was a thriller starring Jennifer Lopez as Slim, who's a woman who flees her abusive husband, Mitch, after he joins her and their daughter, and she trains in a self defense and takes marriage in her own hands. And Jennifer Lopez was fierce in this. Like some of the action stuff that she has to go through is great. She goes from a victim from like obviously a victim to really showcasing her straight and depression, and she really kicks loads of behinds in this one. I mean, definitely a really decent thriller. J Lo definitely. It's such a shame she doesn't really do much action except for the mother. That was terrible, but I would love to see J Lo do another action movie like Enough because she was really cool in this one. All right, number three is Hustlers. Now, Hustlers is about like a group of New York dancers, who of course scheme to like drug and scam wealthy Wall Street clients during the 2008 financial crisis. Lopez, who I still think should not only just got nominated for this, I still think she should have won her Oscar for this because she was excellent here. She plays Ramona Vega, who's a charismatic dancer and the mastermind of the scam. And sadly, why is she not? Why does she not get nominated? Is beyond me. But hey, Laura Dern was so good with Marriage Story, so there's that. But hey, Lopez was still excellent. That's real. Like she obviously looked great here too. Definitely gave such a like an interesting and pretty much an unapologetic, fierce, protective performance. Her every scene and very confident. I mean, she. You also do got other folks like Constance Wu was great in this. Kiki Palmer, Cardi B pops up. Lizzo's even in this one. Hustlers was much better than Hang Ten Bang. I remember when when the trailers for this thing was released, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be terrible, whatever. It was much better than Hang Ten Bang. It was a really good film, if you guys haven't seen that. Alright, number nine is a Steven Soderbergh film, Out of Sight. Out of Sight, of course, stars like teams up George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez. And it's a romantic crime comedy about bank robber Jack Foley, who escapes prison and kidnaps U.S. Marshal Karen Cisco, played by Lopez. And it's a really nice, like, cat and mouse game that she pursues with him while they navigate manual mutual attraction and all. Lopez is great. George Clooney's terrific. Don Cheadle was also in this. It's a really decent little drill that's well worth watching there. And her best work, obviously, is none other than Selena. The one that now she did stuff beforehand, obviously, but this was the one that really put her on the map. Of course, this is a biopic about famous Toronto music superstar Selena, from her rise to fame to her tragic murder at 23, and explores her family dynamics, music career. Lopez just really does such a captures her warmth, ambitious, and strengths perfectly here. Her chemistry with her on-screen father, played by Edward James Olmos, is great. Obviously, she really sang a lot like Selena. It really looks like they really actually cast the actual Selena to be a part of this, because that's what it really felt like here. And Lopez just really, They of course did do a new like a new Selena project. Recent the Netflix one. That girl was good. Don't get me wrong, but J Lo just was much better. She just abides her perfectly, sang perfectly just like her. Like the the ending is very tragic too. I mean, it's such a really good one, and this one should have actually got her an Oscar nomination. But anyway, that's pretty much it there. Here is my quick rundown. Number 10, Money Train. 9, Parker. 8, Anaconda. 7, Monster Law. 6, The Wedding Planner. 5, Made in Manhattan. 4, Enough. 3, Hustlers. 2, Out of Sight. And number 1 is Selena. Now, there's other ones I could have added. Definitely, I did not add Julie. Julie is so terrible. One of her worst films, probably. I think that's the movie that really broke her and Ben Affleck up. But anyway. She had a little cameo in Jersey Girl, U-Turn, Blood and Wine with Jack Nicholson, Jack Robert Williams, My Family, which is from the same director, Selena, Angel Eyes, Shall We Dance, An Unfinished Life with the late Robert Redford, uh, El, El Catante with her then husband, Mark Anthony, Border Town with Antonio Banderas. Of course, she was in the Ice Age movies, Marry Me. She has two other stuff coming out too, like Office Romance, with also has Edward James Olmos in it, and the last Mrs. Parrish, which is the new Robert Zemeckis film. So she has some other stuff out too. So obviously she is a great singer too as well. But let me let you guys. What's some of your favorite Jennifer Lopez films? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Suicide.